Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Swift Premiership on your screens this fine Friday evening. This is round 9 at the Temple of Speed, Monza, one of the most infamous tracks in F1 and always brings an exciting race. The 5.8 kilometer track is one of the fastest tracks on the calendar, clocking average speeds of up to 260 kilometers per hour. There are 11 turns on this track, 4 of them placed into 2 very tight chicanes, 4 of them to the left and 7 to the right, and 2 very long DRS zones. One coming down the start-finish straight where drivers can max out their car speed, and another slightly shorter one after the 2 Lesmos of 6 and 7. The last couple of years have left us with some amazing results here, like at the 2020 Italian Grand Prix where Pierre Gasly picked up his first maiden F1 victory after a stunning drive. And even more recently, Daniel Ricciardo picked up his first win in his McLaren. It was a McLaren's first victory in nearly 10 years, and as Lando Norris joined him in second place, it was their first 1-2 in 2010. They are not going to be hitting those speeds today, as you can see when we come over to the screen here. Hello everyone. It is raining in qualifying today, so it is going to be very, very interesting qualifying. Make sure to look out for the amazing Ferrari fans, the Tifosi, cheering on. They will sure light up those grandstands. We're just going to get the stream overlay going up here, and we are going to be going out with Cameron, who has already managed to spin, coming out of the pit lane there. Already a very bad start for him. That was interesting. You know, he's come out the pits and he's managed to bin it straight away. What about that, Lance?
I mean, he's not gonna get any fast laps going without no front wing, so it's interesting to see that, especially coming right out of the pit lane, just spinning immediately. So yeah. If that's signs of something to come, then I don't want to see what's to come.
Yeah, well, it's a very, very wet qualifying today. You see the drivers are going out on full wet tires, so it's not even changeable conditions. It is pouring it down today in Italy, where this track is located, and even some of the best drivers may start making mistakes. So maybe this is a chance for some of the slightly lower drivers to really show their muscle and really show their qualifying pace today. It's a very fast track. It always brings carnage and interesting moments. So do you reckon Cameron, who he managed to get pole last week and managed to dominate the entire race, do you reckon he's going to grab pole again today, or do you reckon that mishap out of the pit lane is something to come on, something to carry on throughout the qualifying and the race?
Well, I mean, we'll have to see. I can't predict that. I know that Cameron's not a big fan of the wet races, as we've seen today and we saw last time with him spinning right off the start of the formation lap last weekend. But we'll have to see. I think if he continues being a fraud like this and spinning out of the pit lane, then we won't see any fast laps out of him. But I'm sure we'll see it improve.
Well, I sure do hope so. That is going to be one very... Oh, crap, I keep tabbing out. One very interesting qualifying session here. As you see, on board now with Bashi, we've got a new stream overlay here. You can see all the information there on the halo. I forgot what the halo was called there for a second there. As Edu sets the fastest lap of the race at 1:31.5. We're on board with Bashi now to see if he can possibly beat that. Going green in Sector 1. Is he going to be able to beat Edu out into Sector 2? We're definitely going to have a look here. Coming down to the end of Sector 2 here. He hasn't beaten Edu in Sector 2 just yet. It is another green one, but he has just invalidated. So we're going to have to see if he can go again. So 2 people already, 2 very fast people, Bashi and Cameron, already, you know, making some mistakes, making some slip-ups. Do you reckon they weren't prepared for wet conditions, or do you reckon it's just, you know, a bit rusty after waiting for a week of racing?
I'm thinking it's more the latter. It's very hard to adjust to a new set of conditions, especially coming off a completely dry race from last week. I think it'll just take some time for all the drivers to get back used to it. But I think after the first lap mishaps, we'll see all that pick up, and we'll start to see some nice flying laps here in the rain.
Well, hopefully so. Just going to turn off the leaderboards just for now. Just to make it a little bit
Clow.
easier there. But Clow setting the fastest lap of the race. A 1 minute 30.525. Very good lap from him. Over a second quicker than Edu. As you see him going, deciding to just go straight off the track. He doesn't want to get in anyone's way. And even though there's no one around him, he's looking to get back to the pits. Maybe a bit quickly to set some other laps. But over a second quicker than Edu, who at the moment is our championship leader. 124 points he's sitting on. He's sitting on about a 30-point lead on Epic Melon, who's currently in second place on 93 points. So Edu's in a comfortable place at the moment, and I'm sure with only 3 or 4 races to go in the season, he can maybe carry that momentum to the end. But a second off the pace at the moment, looking shaky for him. Oh, just caught Max in time to spin just before exiting the pit lane. That's interesting. I wonder how he's managed to do that.
I'm not sure. We're seeing quite a few drivers spin. Sir Rodkin also spinning earlier on in the lap. No front wing now, trying to manage his way around Ascari here. We'll see. We'll see how he's going to take Parabolica. I know Parabolica, you need lots of downforce to maintain any speed, but I don't think he's on a flying lap now. So we'll have to see. A lot of drivers slipping up, making mistakes.
Yep. And the driver who made the first slip up, we're going to go on board with right now. Cameron C, our last week's winner of the Swift Premiership British Grand Prix. He absolutely dominated that race, qualified first, won the sprint race in first, got the fastest lap, then dominated the 50% race, not getting the fastest lap, but winning by quite a substantial margin. He definitely had the pace and the consistency to win that race. So we're going to see if he can do it again today. He is going green in the first sector, nothing special there, so maybe struggling a bit with his setup. Obviously not a lot of drivers will have a wet setup for Monza, because you think about it, you're not going to think it's going to be wet here. You're in the middle of Italy, and we're just coming out of summer, so would you think it'll be wet here if you had to put your money on it?
I mean, I sure as anything wouldn't. So this is rather unexpected to see these conditions. Again, Italy not known for its rain, unlike Britain. So
yeah.
So it's a little bit of it's thrown me off a little. I think it's also thrown all the other drivers off too. So that's why we're seeing some spins. But again, like I said earlier, I think once the drivers pick up the consistency, then we'll see some nice quick laps around here.
Yep, definitely. And as you guys just saw a minute ago, that was Epic Melon sideways going through the Lesmos there. He has lost his front wing, so he will have to be pitting and getting a new one there. Just came on board with Cameron at the end of his lap, and he managed to put in a 1:31.1, still 6/10 behind Baclau. He's had an absolutely stunning first lap. Sometimes we maybe put Baclau down a bit and say that he doesn't have the pace to win races or to get into those podium positions, but he's definitely putting on a show for us today, and we'll definitely see if he can carry that momentum through to the race and possibly even further.
Just watching Crivio here on his outlap. He is currently the slowest driver to set a time, so we'll have to see what this next lap will bring.
Yeah, as you can see, he's in a pretty stunning livery there. That's a livery you get at the start of the game for pre-ordering, I think, right? But
I do believe so, yeah.
Yeah. But he is one of our reserve drivers today. Another reserve driver today is Duluth Emil, and also War Doggo, who has just joined the session. So they are our 3 reserve drivers who are currently in the session. They will be reserving for a variety of teams, depending on their positioning and their current driver's stature. But we're going to go on board with Crivo, one of the reserve drivers, for his second flying lap, I assume, and see what he can do. Cameron C, 1:30.4. That was the lap we were looking for. We know he has the pace, and he maybe have just knocked down Baclau a peg or two there.
He's only beaten him by just over a tenth, so there's not too much of a gap there. I mean, the gap from first to sixth is not that much, just over a second. So we'll have to see. Possibly the farther qualifying goes, the closer they'll get. We'll have to see again.
Yep, and as you may know, as Creever going to get all squirrely there, I was just about to mention that we don't exactly know in the commentary box up here how the weather is going to perform for the rest of qualifying or even in the race. So we're going off what you guys are seeing, and we're going to be looking as the weather changes and see if we get any information from anyone else. But we're just as in the unknown about the weather as you guys at the moment. So maybe that should change. Maybe we should probably look at weather reports a bit more often. But it creates a bit of suspense for us in the commentary box, as we also don't know what's going on. But on board with Prevo, still once again coming down to the Parabolica curve, which has been renamed to the Alberto? No. What's been do you know what it's been renamed to, Lance? No, okay. Well, going across the line now.
Sorry, I'm just doing my research now.
Grievo not improving on his time. 1:32, I believe that was. So obviously not good enough to stick him up any more positions. But currently he is last on the grid of the drivers that have set times. On board with Edu, who is just trying to update the timing boards there on the right-hand side of your screen. I think he might be on an outlap there. Maybe not though. He has gone purple in both sectors. It does look like, as there is bits of braking board or advertisement board going everywhere from, I believe, Baclau in front, taking them out. So just on board now. Is it going to be a good lap? Purple sector 1, purple sector 2 from Edu coming around the corner here. Is he going to be saying a faster lap? No, he is not. He is 0.108 slower than Cameron at this point. But that does put Baclau now down to P3 after such a strong start to qualifying. I know he hasn't put out another lap just yet, but I mean, if Baclau can set a lap which is still a 10th within the leaders, within 1 minute of qualifying, and these guys are now doing 12 minutes in, maybe towards the end with 2-3 minutes to go, Baclau can put in an absolute banger of a lap and maybe nab back that pole. But at the moment, Baclau definitely has quite good pace today, right?
Looks like it, yeah. I mean, P3, and he was the first one to set a fast lap, so there's always that room for improvement once you get used to the track again. We're seeing Greeny going out on intermediates. It's a bold strategy there. Well, we see him now P10 on the leaderboard. We'll have to see if those intermediates do any good. Oh, Dog of War spinning.
Oh, we just missed it. That's coming out the second chicane. He's reversed into the barriers again. He's gone forward. He's gone reverse, and he's still sat there. Is he going to get out of the barriers? Yes, he is. Just about. His car looks to be okay.
Yeah, it looks like he managed to avoid any damage, which is good, because that chicane's very difficult if you lose it there. You don't really have much of a runoff on either side, so.
No, yeah, and we saw in this year's Italian Grand Prix, Giovinazzi and Sainz getting a little bit, too close for comfort there, and Giovinazzi getting spun around by Sainz from him coming back on the track. Greeny going 6th place there, not bad for a lap, but Greeny's very good in the wet, so we should be expecting a bit more. There's Baclau, he's out. That's ruined his day. We're going to have a look here, see if we can see anything here. Is he in the wall? He's in the wall. On board with Greeny here, we're going to have a little look here. See if we can just about see Baclau, if he crashed or not. No, we can't see him anymore. He's already disappeared. But Baclau is out of qualifying. Such a good start to the event, and it seems a bit of a bitter ending for him. As Greeny also goes around, definitely getting damaged there. That was a bit of a weird crash. He's on his own lap, and he's managed to spin in the Lesmos, almost losing it again. Obviously, these wet conditions aren't treating the drivers great, and they're definitely punishing the drivers for pushing the car too hard. But one good thing that we can take from this is it looks like the Inters might be slightly faster than the wets at this point. There's still quite a lot of standing water, but on the track on the racing line it does seem to be drier.
Yeah, it's looking like it. I mean, it is a possibility that the Inters are what caused Greeny to slide there, coming out of the Lesmos. Those Inters don't have a lot of grip when it comes to standing water, so.
Nope, and I just see Greeny there flying into the pits.
Yeah.
He does have enough time to get out again.
Yes, yeah, he does. I looked like he managed to avoid any damage to his car, so he'll be fine to put some new tires on there and get out there for another fast lap.
Yep, it looks like everyone else is still on the wet tyres except Edu here. I believe is still on his outlap, so we will try go on board with him. I'll try remember to go on board with him for the start of his lap, because Edu definitely has the pace, and he's only a 10th behind Paul at the moment. And him and Cameron are on the outlap, so we're gonna go on board with Cameron here. We're gonna start his first flying lap of the day. First flying lap of the day? What am I saying? He's one of his last. No, he's not. He's going in again. He said he was on his outlap. Well,
yeah, it was.
Commentary
it was
fail.
his outlap.
Maybe he's going in front of us.
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you.
But okay, we'll try again, and we'll go on board with Edu this time. If he's not going to pit, he is on inters, so maybe he does think he's on the better tyre at the moment. He's going to cross the line to start his lap. No DRS yet, as it is raining here. And coming down into turn 1, reaching speeds 325 kilometers per hour. Very, very quick there. Just trying to kiss both of those chicanes and get enough rotation just to get the car around, but not too much to oversteer the car. As there is a yellow in sector 2, believe that is just cars letting people by. But we're going to stay on board with Edu here and see if he can put in a slightly better lap. He is gone purple in sector 1. It just says he is 28.6 seconds down. But unless you can do sector 1 in about 12 seconds, I think not. That is Dog of War without a wing there. I just want to confirm that for me, Max. That's coming to the Lesmos. That's Dog of War without a wing.
Not Dog of War, no. Dog of War still has... oh, no, sorry, yes. I'm looking at the wrong car here. Yes, Dog of War without his wing. He did spin earlier on, causing that yellow flag. Also took his nose off the car. Yeah,
we're seeing a lot of spins today, and there's also obviously a lot of black primary coloured cars on the track, so it's kind of hard to identify each from each. But Epic Melon there on the inters, 129.5, 8 tenths quicker, and definitely very interesting. Edu going purple sector 1, purple sector 2. Is he going to set a faster lap? Coming up to the line now. Edu goes pole, a 129.251. Nearly 3 tenths clear of Epic Melon. Beautiful lap from him. He does have time to set another lap, and we'll definitely see if he does. But right now, we're going to go on board with Cameron, because he is the reigning, I guess, winner of the last race. So we'll see if he can... he's on his outlap, so we're going to see... we're going to go on board with him and see if he can set a slightly faster lap. Lance, if you just want to keep an eye on down the field, maybe on someone else, and see if they're going to be setting any major times, because there could be definitely a big shake-up on the grid now that the conditions are changing here so quickly.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I'm just taking a look at Crevo here, going P5 on those inters.
P5 on... Very
bringing
good.
him up from P7.
So it definitely looks like at the moment the inters are 100% quicker than the wets. There is a bit of standing water left on the track, but on the racing line it looks to be relatively wet, but no standing water, which the inters won't be able to disperse or move out the way and give the car optimum grip there. Coming into the second chicane there, Cameron taking it quite nicely. Green in sector 1, so he is improving on his time. Coming through the first Lesmo, taking as much curve as he dares there. Through the second Lesmo, taking even more curve than the first one here. Coming up to where you would activate DRS, but not today. It is wet. And we're going to come down to the end of sector 2 to see if he is going to improve and if he is on for the fastest lap. He's gone green in sector 2, so currently not exactly on for the fastest lap, but unless he can pull something out of the bag. There goes Sorokin. He's in the middle of the road. Cameron's going to have to take avoiding action there. Don't know if he's going to ghost or not. He's spun. Sorokin there. That was interesting. And Cameron currently in P6, but coming up to the line, he has gone green in 2 sectors. He is up on his time, so we're going to see if he can set a slightly quicker time here. Coming up to the line now. What is it going to be? It is going to be a 1:29.5 there. Not a great time, but not a very bad time. It does stick him on the front row with Edu, the current leader in the championship. So a very good fight will be in store for the run down to turn 1. As you see there, guys, all the times have been set. There are only 3 people finishing their fastest time on the wets. Baclau, who unfortunately did have an accident, and Sorokin, Dog of War not managing to set a faster time, but here we have Edu, Cameron, Epic Melon, Greeny, Max, Krievo, Duluth, Emil, Baclau, Bashi, Sirotkin, and the only person who will be able to start on a free tyre compound, Dog of War. Don't go anywhere, guys, because we are going to go right into this 5-lap race, as it is a sprint qualifying race today, and the last one until the end of the season in Swift Premiership. And we're going to see how this start is going to do. It is dry, so we'll definitely have to have a look. Here, Lance, how do you think this start is going to go?
I think it's going to be a very interesting battle to see from the front row there. Like you said, it's going to be a great battle to watch going into the run to turn 1. It really, I think it just depends on who has the better start. We'll have to see who gets away better, and ultimately, I think that'll decide the sprint qualifying race. There's not really much room to move once they get out of DRS range, and unless they spin. But yeah, it should be a comfortable race for whoever's P1 after turn 1.
Here we go. Lights are on. 5 red lights with a big pause, and away we go. Lights out. No one's moving just yet. It looks like the lights haven't gone out on their screen, but there you go. The lights have gone out now. Edu getting a great start. Cameron also getting a pretty good start here. We're going to have a look. Greeny's made up some places. Edu in the 3rd place. Going into turn 1. Edu is clear. Round the outside tries Greeny, but he's not making it. Greeny spun around. He's been spun around there. But Edu, Cameron C have made it through turn 1 very comfortably. Krievo up into 3rd place. Epic Melon down to 4th. And Baclau making up some great places too. But Greeny, he has been ruined, and he's managed to spin around. And unfortunately, has had an absolutely atrocious start there. As as it would go. Sirotkin getting past Dog of War there, going into the 2nd chicane here. Doing a very nice maneuver, done before the corner even started here. But there's always something happening at Monza, and what is happening at Monza is Greeny facing backwards. Horrible start from him, starting on the 2nd row, I believe. Was he P4 or P5 on the start? But now he's down in 11th place and definitely has a large hill to climb. Lance.
Yeah, Greeny ultimately getting a horrible start, being spun there off the line from P4, dropping down to P11. Also see Krievo up in 3rd place, dropping down to 4th now. Good start from him and Baclau as well. Seeing Bashi up into P8 as well. That's mainly just from Greeny spinning. Greeny also gaining back 1 position. P10 now coming around Parabolica.
Yeah, and Edu setting the fastest lap of the race. The first completed lap from Edu there. He's managed to pull out nearly a 2nd to Cameron C. So definitely has it within him to break out of DRS range and possibly even continue to extend that gap once he's out of it. Greeny there coming through turn 1. Very nicely done there. Gonna have a look at Bashi here. Right at the tail of Emil Duluth. Here, is he going to try and make a move going into the 2nd chicane? He's looking around the outside. Is he going to make the move stick? He is alongside. The space is going to have to be given. But going into the chicane, it looks like Bashi has just got the move done. Emil has to yield, and he does there. We did see on the very, very first lap here, in the real-life Italian Grand Prix, Max and Lewis banging wheels there almost straight away after the absolutely insane season they've had. And Lewis having to bail out over the rumble strips and to get out of Max's way. Max is obviously notorious aggressive driver and definitely one man you do not want to get into a fist fight with. And there goes Krievo spinning round, nearly taking out Baclau there. He is okay. Just lost his wing, nearly wiping out Baclau, who has had an amazing start, and nearly wiping out his race within 1 lap. Wow. I
mean, Bashi and Sirotkin are basically getting blessed by all these guys spinning. Bashi up P6 from P9, I believe, up 3 spots. Same with Sirotkin, up 3 spots as well. Dog of War also now at almost 9.5, 9 seconds behind Krievo, also losing it on Parabolica on lap 1. Seeing Baclau up 4 positions, same with Bashi. Very good race for the both of them.
Greeny there getting a 2-second penalty there as we're on board with Krievo now coming into the pits just to get a new wing. 7.9 second, that stopped. Very nice from his team there. But what I didn't notice until this point is that Cameron C has closed that gap onto Edu. He managed to get it down to 3/10 a second ago, but he's gone back up to 6/10. So that gap is definitely flopping about very, very quickly, and we're definitely going to see who has the pace for the next 3 laps here. But a very interesting start. to the race weekend, and definitely this is definitely going to continue into the main race then.
Looks like it, yes. And again, like you mentioned, Graney getting penalties upon penalties. Now 4 seconds worth of penalties. That's going to make a big difference if he can't open the gap up to Sorokin and Emile Delouf. So we'll have to see how those penalties affect him at the end of the race.
And here we go, Cameron C on Edu. He is going to give him just enough space. He's going to give him a big squeeze going into turn 1. Has he got the move done? It looks like he's just got the move done going into turn 1 there. Cameron C up into P1, overtaking Edu, giving him a big squeeze to the inside there. Edu's looking to come back here. We're going to have to change the view here and see. They're going to go side by side here, coming down into the chicane. Is Cameron going to give the space? It doesn't look just like it. The bang wheels. Edu is on the gravel there. Cameron not giving space, forcing Edu off the track there. What do you think about that, Lance? It looks like he just didn't give him enough space. Actually, hold that thought. There is Baclau in the wall. He is out. Baclau is out and will be starting last in this race. We didn't exactly catch that crash, but as we see Emile go wide, Baclau was in the wall there. Wheel on top of his bonnet, and he is out. But Lance, that possible incident with Cameron and Edu.
I'm in no place to judge who was at fault for Edu going off there, but it looked like Edu had brought back the lead there, and he was actually in front of Cameron C going into the exit of the chicane there. But some wheel-to-wheel racing, like a very interesting indicator of things to come. We'll see what he can do here. No late braking.
Yeah, and Dog of War also going off near the same place Picard did after Lesmo won. He is out at the moment, and he will also be starting 9 P10 after DNFing. But here we have Edu. Red light blinking. Does he have the pace to go for a move on Cameron? Looks like you look for to go down the inside, but just about not making it. We've seen people been pushed off track before, Lance, and they've got time penalties in real life. The Austrian GP just springs to mind very easily there. People being pushed into gravel and getting penalties. Obviously, if this is reported, a grid penalty could come Cameron C's way, which definitely isn't ideal for him. But we're definitely going to have a talk with Edu and Cameron and see what they think afterwards. But we're on the last lap of the race now. Coming down to the parabolic curve here. Edu's light blinking. He's all over the rear end of Cameron. He's going to look round the outside. Cameron's going to close it off. Coming around the last corner now. Cameron looks like he's just going to stay ahead. Edu getting a big snap of oversteer there. Coming up to the line. Cameron wins the sprint race here. And definitely well deserved. He raced pretty well. And I think definitely deserves a top spot on that podium there at the moment. Not podium, but, you know, top spot.
Yeah, looking like it. Edu also snagging the fastest lap there, so showing us strong signs of pace, both of them. So it'll be an interesting battle between the two of them. Definitely.
And Bashi making a load of places there. We'll definitely have a talk to him afterwards. Going from near the back of the grid to essentially near the front of the grid here. As you see the podium procession, which I don't think actually happens in real life. I don't think there's a podium procession. It's just a congratulatory handshake, I assume. This isn't a Grand Prix race, it's just a qualifying race, essentially. Yeah. Spraying champagne, and he'll definitely enjoy being on that front row in the next 10 minutes now. So make sure to stick around, guys. We'll be having some interviews with some of the drivers, and we will be back at 10 past the hour here. Just going to start out some of the admin stuff, and we will be right back with you. Right, guys, we are back here, and we are joined with Edu, the driver who started on pole and has finished second place. Edu, a pretty good sprint race, obviously, from you, but you had a small incident there with Cameron C. He seemed to push you wide into the second chicane. So, what do you make of that?
Well, he didn't leave me any space, and that's that. I don't have really anything about to say that. That's really, yeah. He just didn't leave me any space.
Okay. Do you think that's penalty worthy? Will you be having a talk to the stewards about
I
this?
didn't record, so I can't report that.
Oh,
so
you didn't record.
It's a problem.
Yeah. Well, we definitely did see it on the stream here, but we're not gonna. We're unbiased.
Yeah.
We're commentators. We're unbiased.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, you had a pretty good qualifying, managing to nab pole from Cameron. He is obviously the reigning race winner last week in Britain here, so you must be pretty happy with that, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Made a mistake in turn 1 in quali, but still got pole, so it's good.
Yep.
Good.
Lance, any questions for Edu here before we go over and talk with Cameron about that incident?
No, nothing. Congratulations on P2 and good luck in the race.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Edu. Cameron.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I am good, thank you.
Yeah, interesting race. Obviously, out of the pits there, you decided that you didn't want to face forward on the track. And, you didn't like front wings either.
No, exactly. Yeah, I just had a few too many revs when I turned off the pit limiter. Back wheel spun. Nothing I could do there.
Yeah, but other than that, you had a pretty good qualifying session. P2 getting beaten out by Edu, the obviously the current the championship leader. So, but other than that, you had some pretty good pace at the start of the race.
Yeah.
But the main I think you know the main thing we want to talk about.
Oh yeah, lap 4, turn 4. Yeah.
Just from our perspective, it looked like you just gave it a little bit, just a little bit of a big hug on the on the outside. Didn't really give it many space. Do you have any comments on that? Should you have backed out or like?
I completely rolled it. I completely rolled it around the outside and round the outside of 3.
Yes.
So by that point, I'm ahead going into 4, and I can't just disappear. Yeah. I did leave as much room as I could. I backed right out of it, so I didn't just slam the throttle on. I mean, I don't know where he's expecting me to go there.
Yeah. We was just talking about.
He didn't go completely. He only put one wheel on the gravel.
Yeah.
And we didn't make contact either.
Yeah.
There was no contact.
Well, we'll definitely see if he or anyone else decides that's what I've looked at it, but at the moment, no word on that. So, but other than that, great race, 3 points, and definitely
happy this time.
Happy times to come. Happy times to come in the race. Hopefully.
Yeah. Looking forward.
All right, thank you very much, Cameron. Right, I'm going to talk to Bashy, and that's it. Bashford.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Good race for you. We haven't got much to say. We just want to congratulate you on,
and another comeback drive.
Yeah, another comeback drive. So very good.
First time in the wet with no traction manual. Didn't like it.
Yeah. A lot of people had issues this qualifying. There's a lot of people who crashed out. Your tier 1 teammate Baclau having some issues, crashing out early on in qualifying after setting a pretty good lap. Do you have any?
I timed my run wrong.
Yeah.
I went out as soon as the inters were ready, and then by the end, everyone was setting 1 second quicker, just naturally because of the track condition.
Yeah.
So I went out there.
Do you have any possible advice for your teammate who crashed out in the race and qualifying? Do you have any advice for possibly what you could do? You are teammates. You should know his racing style quite well. Anything to say?
Short shift more.
Short shift more. Thank you very much. Also, do you have the grid?
I may have a recording. Yes, give me a sec.
Yeah, I forgot to screenshot it. But yes, if you could send me that, and we can get that started right now on stream. You can say hi to everyone. Say hi.
Hello, people.
Hello, peoples of the internet.
People of the internet.
We currently have 2 people, and one of them's Cameron. So.
Yeah.
So that's how I do. But yeah, I want to get the grid side out. Everything else is side out, I'm pretty sure.
Save photo from video.
Oh, never mind. I've got it. Thanks, Lance.
Oh,
Absolute legend secondary commentator here alongside. He's doing everything which I should be doing. But, well, P9 to P4, Bashi.
yeah, again.
Pretty good.
Never come back.
You know, if only, I mean, if you could have like the consistency from lap 2 to the end of the race, the start consistency, you know, if you don't bin it, essentially is what I'm trying to say, I think you definitely have a good chance at some good podiums. But other than that,
My main rival's Melon. I'm just trying to
yeah,
get him.
we definitely see that, and we're going to we're definitely looking forward for the race. But other than that, we're done here. So I will catch you later. Bye.
See you later.
All right, we're talking about Greeny.
Oh.
Very quickly here, we're going to do a speed interview here. Did pretty good in qualifying. Spun out in turn 1. Anything to say about that?
My fault. I tried to go around the outside and went on the grass. Locked the raise and spun.
There you go, done deal. Well, we're looking forward to you on the race at the moment. You did have a pretty good comeback drive, back to P7 from last. So you're definitely on a pretty good position on the grid. Does this change your strategy for the race, or are you going to do the same old thing?
I don't have a strategy, to be honest. I'm just going to ask Jeff.
Ask Jeff. That's the best one. But Lance, any questions for the fraud himself who managed to spin on turn 1?
How useful do you think Jeff's gonna be with strategy-wise?
Not very.
I don't know the strategy. Just going to wing it.
That's
Good to know.
that's very
Good luck.
all I want to say is good luck. But yeah, thanks, Greeny.
See ya.
Bye. There you go, guys. 4 very different interviews from 4 very different people. And we're just coming down to the 2-minute mark here for the race to restart here. It is starting soon. That video needs to be replayed. Thank you very much. Just sign out the grid here and make sure everyone is back on time. But we will be starting at 10 past the hour. So don't go anywhere. You've got less than 120 seconds to grab any snacks or drinks that you may need here. But we're just going to leave you for 2 minutes while we get the entire lobby set up, and we will be back with you in a jiffy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. Lance has stepped out for the second, so he will be back very shortly. But we are here. The race has started. We are waiting for the players to finalize their strategies. It looks like to be an easy medium soft or a soft medium. for this race, but you never know. Safety cars are rampant around Monza, with people just taking each other out in turn 1 and in turn 4. So it's definitely going to be an interesting start, and hopefully we won't see anyone spinning like we saw Greeny in the sprint race. I'm going to try not to tab out because tabbing out breaks the lobby. So we're just waiting here for people to finalize their strats. I think the lobby may have broken. We hope it hasn't broken. Unless everyone's just taking forever. Getting kind of worried. Am I going to get dragged in a second and tell me that the lobby's broken?
I'm thinking that might happen.
Yeah. Oh, there's Lance. He's back.
Yes, I'm back. Count backwards from 5 and you'll get dragged out.
4, 3, 2. No, why you mate? This is torture. Hold on. I'm just gonna message them, guys. You good? Welcome to Monza.
It might be Greeny. Greeny and Jeff are having a very profound conversation about their tire strategy, their pit strategy. Sorry. Could be going back and forth because I know Jeff is definitely not an expert on strategy.
Maybe. Well, for the news from the pit wall at the moment is that Cameron and Emile are currently stuck loading, so lobby restart may be in order. Obviously we don't like doing those. We had 3 last Saturday for our tier 1 race, and all of them broke, so we had to cancel that race. But hopefully we don't have to do that here, and hopefully they load in the next minute or 2. We will give them a minute. I'll give them just 2 minutes here just to see if we can just wait for them, and hopefully the game. If worst comes to worst, we will have to restart lobby, but it looks like they might just have to back out and rejoin again. Obviously, that does entail that they won't have a setup for the race, which is definitely horrible around Monza, because the default setup is 8 wings, and the wings you run at Monza are like 5-3, 5-4 sort of things, or the inverse depending on your driving style. So they're definitely going to be running a lot higher downforce, and it could possibly ruin the race, but it's unfortunate that this happens. But we're just going through some diagnostics. Right, so we're going to fill it in. We're going to talk about the standings currently in the championship to fill this in, Lance. Currently, there's not a battle for P1 at the moment. Edu is currently in the lead of the championship with 124 points, and is currently 30 points roughly ahead of Epic Melon. But I think that one of the 2 main battles in this championship is between Epic Melon and Bashi. Epic Melon being on 93 points. Bashi being on 89 points, and both of them racing today and being very close together. But also the battle for P4 in the championship between Sorokin and Cameron. Sorokin being on 58 points, Cameron being on 55. Only after 2 races or 3 races he's done, he's already on 55 points. So man's had an absolute storming start to start his Swift Premiership, I guess, career, you could say. But 2 big battles there, Lance, and 2 definite opportunities to make or break someone's heart, right?
And yeah, completely. I mean, just going back, the battle for P4, actually it's a little deeper than just Cameron C and Sirotkin. Yulipet and Guarini also both having an opportunity to snag that P4. From top to bottom, only 12 points off, so that could all change with one race.
One DNF is all it takes. Lewis Hamilton 2K20. Or
Yep.
Toto Wolff 2K20. Oh, I'm gonna have to get
Max Verstappen 2K20.
Yeah. We're gonna have to just get Emil here an invite if I can. Great. I don't know exactly where he is on my friends list. Why can't I? Why am I only here? Why does it say I only have one friend? Oh, there you go.
You sure that's not the truth?
There you
Sorry.
go. That's rude. There you go.
Yeah, it applies for both of us. It's all good.
Cameron C is back in. He is back here. We apologise for the delay, ladies and gentlemen, but this is definitely better than restarting the lobby entirely because that could just break again. Well, at least we know the lobby is trying to load and it is trying its best, even though Codemaster's best is not very best. Not very good. Good English.
Not very best.
But we're hoping they're going to load and hopefully everything starts. But I mean, I guess you guys can take a nice look at the pit wall, which looks like, I don't know. To me, it looks like an upside down Taco Bell logo. It looks like the bell slightly. Do you see that, Lance, or is that just me? I just think it's just me.
I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I just don't agree with you. I mean, yeah, I don't know what, you can't really compare it to anything. I mean, if you took like a...
Jeremy,
Hello.
Is it restart?
we have an issue.
They won't load.
We have to restart, there's nothing else.
They've got in, but can't use the setups.
Bugger it. Okay, one restart. Otherwise, I'm going to bed. That's essentially how it's going to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back soon after this brief intermission.
Cameron's game.
1. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Lobby's just starting up here, so that screen that you see, the starting screen will disappear in just a second here. But we had two drivers who didn't want to load in. The game just decided to break. So we have just decided that we will restart the lobby and make sure everything is okay. And I will not tab out of the game because that breaks it even more. Looks like it's dry again, to be fair, at least it's that.
Yeah. Yeah, thankfully we don't see any reflections of clouds on the upside down Taco Bell logo. I'm not gonna let that go, by the way.
I'm sorry to say it's broken.
Fuck, I can't say that straight. What? Why?
4 people have got loading complete, meaning they're just actually not loading into the lobby.
No, just wait a minute, bro.
We waited 6 minutes before.
Yeah, we're waiting another 6.
We should have just taken it how it was last time with 2 people. Now it's 4.
I think Gary's punishing us for restarting.
Next time it will be the whole grid.
Oh, actually, I'm really sad because like this game is so bad, and no matter who hosts it breaks. So like we can't do anything about it.
Are we bunning off Italy again?
I swear to God it's Monza, you know. I swear to God it is because PSGL broke. Here too.
CRL was fine at Austria.
Yeah. Okay, who's broken? If it's people at the back, then, you know, sack them off.
It's me, Edu, I think Melon, and one other person. So literally, like, 3 of the top 5.
Oh, Jesus.
One more restart?
Okay, I'm gonna give it 60 seconds. We will do 1, and I actually mean it, 1 more restart, and then we're leaving because I'm not hosting again if we have to restart 3 times. But wait a minute. Get everyone tabbed in. If they're not tabbed in, then hurt them. YouTube TOS. YouTube TOS. YouTube TOS.
It's just a video of Harry Potter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the circus continues next week. Hold on.
Well,
right. Yeah, I think. Yep, everyone's leaving. I think.
If you want, we could try hosting
We're not hosting.
by the other commentator.
Yeah, no, you live in Canada, mate. Everyone here lives in Europe.
Yeah, exactly. So
No, it's not, man.
you guys are all gonna have equal ping.
Yeah, like equal 200 ping.
Yeah,
1,000.
so it'll all cancel. It'll all cancel.
Did the lobby? I thought the lobby just started because everyone left. Lol.
You can always transfer it to F1 2020.
Okay, hold on. How do you use is it slash poll? Yeah. So currently, ladies and gentlemen, we apologise for the downtime. This happened last week at Britain. I assure you, it's nothing to do with anything to do with the host. The game just likes to break with desync and people not loading. We tried hosting the Tier 1 race last week with with another host, with someone else, and it decided to break instantaneously. So, yeah, just gotta. Yeah, just gotta try again, I guess. No way. No way. Alright, okay, well, restarting then. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back in a minute. Again. Ladies and gentlemen, we are
Nine
back
seconds.
for our third attempt, and at this rate, it is going to be our final attempt. We did do a poll to see how many times we are going to be trying this again, and the guys voted for as many as it takes. I'm going to make an executive decision on that, and the stream's going to end if it breaks this time, I'll give you that. Attempt number 3. There's I don't know. Lance, words of hope, words of wisdom, any chance?
Unfortunately, I'm not an internet service provider, so I can't, or nor am I a Codemasters dev. So I unfortunately I cannot say anything. It's truly unfortunate.
No, please. Yes!
Hey!
Wait. Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, formation lock is on apparently. I didn't turn that on, I don't think. Unless they're racing now and now it's just one light.
I know everyone's warming up their tires, so I imagine it is a formation line. Looking like we have 5 cars starting on medium tires.
Yep, gotta get back into commentating mode because I've been in cry myself to sleep mode. Right, predicted pit strategy today, guys, is it is going to be dry for the rest of the race. It was like 27 degrees. That was my bottle popping. 27 degrees. Temperature of the track is 34 degrees, only 22% humidity. But the strategy for the race today does look like an easy soft medium or medium soft. The people on the mediums will struggle at the start, definitely, but seeming they're all the people at the front, maybe the soft runners will struggle to get past them. Obviously, if you can go on the mediums first and keep the soft runners behind you, by the time you go onto those soft tyres, you are going to be rapid. So obviously, it looks like if the medium runners can keep the soft runners behind, they're definitely going to have everyone on the mediums is going to have a great race. But it's definitely up to the likes of Melon and other people on the soft to get past those medium runners, possibly even off the start here, and really try and extend that gap so then they can defend later on in the race if there isn't a safety car. That's a big if, because there's always a safety car.
Especially at the parking lot of Monza into turn 1, it's we have a pretty high chance of a safety car here, so that'll be interesting to see into turn 1.
Yes, sir. So we are here. We are ready. Everyone is lining up on the grid. Here we go. How? We're just waiting for Sirotkin to line up on the grid now. Here we go. Here we go. 4 lights. 5 lights. Lights out, and it is away we go. It looks like Cameron does get a pretty good start here. Edu getting a much better start, though. He is alongside and up in front. Epic Melon looking down the inside of Cameron, going into turn 1. Is he going to make the turn stick? Epic Melon does keep his nose in there. Cameron is going to have to give him the space. But Epic Melon not being able to make up the space there, make up the position there, and is staying in 3rd place. Great battle at the back of the pack here, though, with Morty, Delufamil, and Greeny. Morty is AJ. He's another reserve driver. He managed to nip in at the very end here, coming down into the hairpin there. Leaf and Morty going side by side, now going 3 wide almost into the Lesmos there. Greeny getting through nicely there, but very good racing at the back here. And definitely a very good opening start and a very clean opening start to the race here. Lance.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's 2 main battles going on there at the front and at the back. Edu pulling off the move into turn 1 there, with Morty gaining 2 positions off the start as well. Really a very eventful first lap, but nothing too extreme. We didn't see any contact really. I saw a couple of guys going off or going wide, but otherwise it's been pretty clean.
Yep, and on board here with Epic Melon here. He does have the pace, he does have the speed, he does have the slipstream. He's going to pull out, try go around the outside of Cameron here. Is he going to make the move stick? Would definitely look like he looks like he's in front. He's going to try to defend that position. Cameron's going to look to come back around the outside. He's not going to be able to get his nose just alongside there to get him into, to keep him into second place. And Epic Melon is round, and he has made the moves that we know he needs to make to really get the most out of those softs. And he is now into second place and hunting down Edu. And he's right on his tail here. Epic Melon having a great start to this race so far. There you go. The predicted pit strategy powered by AWS. Looks like to around lap 11 to 13. Those soft runners will be pulling in. And probably around 18 for the medium runners to be coming in if there is no safety cars. But at the moment, everyone is very, very clean. Everyone is very, very close. So maybe there won't be a safety car today. Once again, on board with Epic Melon. Is he going to have a look down? Edo's inside going into the Iscari chicane. No, he's not. He is just going to wait and bide his time here to make sure that everything is okay, and he gets a clean move here. On board with Max, he is trying also to overtake Bashi. There goes Morty on Duluth Emil, coming down to the old Parabolica chicane, the newer Alberto chicane. What's it called, Lance?
Still couldn't figure it out. It's one of the former Ferrari drivers.
One of the former Ferrari drivers curve there. As Greeny makes up one position and is up into 8th place there. Coming down to turn 1 once again. Epic Melon looking down the inside of Edu, not about making it stick. Morty having to go off the track there to avoid Emil there, who looks like just closed the door on him just a bit there. But Morty doing the very wise thing and going off the track. That looked quite reminiscent of a certain incident a couple of weeks ago, Lance.
It looked very close. I mean, Morty doing the smart thing and pulling out rather than bumping tires and possibly becoming a top hat for Duluth Emil.
Very, very true here. On board with Epic Melon once again. 3/10 behind Edu, coming into the Iscari chicane. Is he going to have a look down the inside? No, he's not. He is going to back off. You could just hear that. He just let off the throttle there, maybe tap the brakes to close his DRS. And he looks like he is going to try, though, to go for a move on Edu going into turn 1. He's going to go for the move now. Edu brakes there, letting Epic Melon by. That it could definitely be an issue there. It looks like he brakes. It looked like maybe he just let off the gas, but that's something we don't like to see at all. You know, people doing quite dangerous moves there. Something that, you know, a driver couldn't predict. But Edu then not being able to make the move back, so his gamble of letting Epic Melon take the place isn't actually going to pay off. Duluth Emil and Morty going side by side here. Emil just about giving enough space here to Morty. It looks like Morty may have a bit of wing damage though, as Greeny goes now sailing by. He's made up another place again. He's up into 7th place. And this battle in the mid-pack is going to go on for a very, very long time here. Emil getting a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Morty going very, very scraggly there on the exit. And I just hear on the screen the Emil getting that penalty. And Greeny, once again, was he slipping through again, Greeny, or did he just make up that place again? I'm not entirely sure at this point. There's so many overtakes in the back of this pack. It's amazing, but the one downside of this is now that Emil will not have DRS on Bashi. He is dropped over 3 seconds behind. And to have DRS on the car in front, you need to be under 1 second. So all this battling isn't great for the car at the front of this pack, as someone is off there. We don't know who that is. That looks like Bashi. Definitely had, yep, that's Bashi having a big, big run in with the gravel there. Didn't exactly see that. That's going to give Emil DRS, actually, turns out, but Bashi not. So Max putting in the fastest lap of the race, a 1:23.2. Did you spot that mistake from Bashi there, Lance, or what did you see what happened?
It looked like Bashi just went off the track there. I'm not sure what caused it. We did see last lap going into, or I'm not sure if you saw, I saw Max getting P4 last lap going into turn 1, making the move on Bashi. It was a very nicely executed overtake. Seeing Max closing the gap up to Cameron C in front as well, trying to use those soft tires to close the gap up to the medium runner in front of him.
Yep, and Epic Melon there managing also to retain first position from Edu from Edu's gift of an overtake. It looks like Epic Melon is taking full advantage of that, and Edu is definitely he's definitely not getting any reward out of his I guess tactical move. But at the moment, it is Epic Melon in first place on the soft tires, definitely making up.
She's gonna get overtaken here. Oh, Duluth Emil going.
Duluth going
off
very
the
wide
track.
there. He's off track. He's on the grass. He rejoined relatively safely there. Morty picking up 3 seconds there. I flicked across just to see that, just in time to see Emil go flying off the track there, going super wide. Must have missed his braking point there. But at the moment, Edu now putting in the fastest lap. Not much quicker, only a couple of thousandths quicker, maybe a couple of hundredths.
Edu's gonna make that move down into turn 1.
He's gonna look down in the inside into turn 1. Is Epic Melon gonna give him the space? It looks like he does. Just about keeps the position there. This has brought Cameron back into the fight though, who is right behind these two guys who are battling it out. Emil going round, well, through the thing. There we have Edu and Bashi, Edu and Epic Melon, sorry, going side by side into second kit. There's so much going on, we can't exactly keep an eye on everything here. As Morty now gets past Greeny here. Can't keep an eye on anything. There's so many overtakes and so much action going on that we have to make a decision on whether we're going to look at the battle at the front or the battle in the mid pack or who's getting penalties. But what we did see is Duluth Emil going off the track like Sebastian Vettel having a brake failure and going straight on through the barriers that you should be trying your best to turn through there. Was he pushed off? Not exactly sure. We didn't exactly see here. But Lance, did you catch any of that here?
Yeah, so Duluth Emil was actually ahead of Sirotkin there, battling with Morty and Greeny. Ended up, I guess, just missing the breaking point on the outside and going straight through the, well, what are supposed to be polystyrene ballers to turn around.
Yeah, definitely very interesting there. Definitely see if there is a report filed at the end for any of that, for forcing another car off track. We don't generally get to see reports in Tier 1. A lot of people like to respect each other and respect their racing and their space. But sometimes accidents happen, as it is a very high tier, high intensity tier here in Swift. So obviously accidents happen and obviously reports have to be filed. But we'll see if anything comes out of that. Do you reckon anything will come out of that, Lance?
I'm not sure. We'll have to see.
Very good. DRS wide open here, coming down the second main straight. Epic Melon, is he going to have a look around the outside of Edu? No, he's not. Edu is going to have to leave the door open, just ajar there, just to make sure Epic Melon does have space if he does want to go around the outside. But Epic Melon, in the same place he was, essentially 4 laps ago, right? But right behind Edu, he is backing off now to try and get that DRS, get a better exit than Edu here. It looks like he has. It looks like he's almost going to be in front of Edu before the DRS is even opened here.
Yeah, he is already ahead.
Over the start finish straight. DRS now wide open for that man, and he's got the move done, and he's going to be pulling a slight gap now to Edu as Cameron C looks to go down the inside, puts a bit of a weave on there to try and pressure Edu. Doesn't exactly commit to the move there, and it is down into third place. From first place, he's down into third. On those medium tires, of course, he will try and possibly, and probably will, make that up towards the end of the race. But at the moment, down in third place. Do you reckon this is, do you reckon Cameron's okay with this, or do you reckon he's kind of, shaking his fist at Edu and Epic Melon?
I'm not entirely sure. I was just watching the brilliant battle between Greeny and Morty. Greeny making the move stick through turn 1, just getting a little squiggly coming out of the chicane there. Morty still within DRS range, so we'll have to see how that affects him and Greeny's position at the moment.
Yep, absolutely right there. As you see coming down the second DRS straight, Max just over a second there, so not getting DRS there on Cameron C. So he is going to have to make the up, and he's got a 3-second penalty now for Max, who has violated track limits now 3 times, and obviously on your third warning you get a 3-second penalty there. Now coming around the final corner on board with Cameron C here. He is only half a second behind Edu, but Edu does have DRS here. on Epic Melon, and he's over half a second behind Epic Melon is Edu, so it doesn't look like he's going to be making a move into turn 1. So it looks like the race is just, it's kind of settled down just at the moment. People are settling into their positions, and, you know, maybe for the odd overtake here and there, there won't be much going on at the front. Anyway, though at the back here, it does look like there is a lot going on here at the back here with Greeny and Morty. Lance, have you been keeping an eye on that? What news have you got for us there?
I have. So Greeny has pulled the gap down actually on the straight before Parabolica, the back straight there. He pulled the gap down to 0.9 seconds, got DRS, and along the pit straight with that DRS wing wide open, brought the gap down to about 4 tenths. Now just 2 tenths. Probably going to try and make a move coming into the chicanes here.
He absolutely is. He's going to look around the outside of Bashi. Bashi's going to close the door there. Not going to be able to make a move just there. Going into Ascari now. Nothing's changed, but there looks like to be a small DRS train there. From 1st to 3rd. And then also from 6th to, well, from 5th to 7th now.
Yeah. Looking like it's... At this point, now that we're on lap 10 of 27, I don't know. Greeny's going to have to push those softs to make the move soon, because soon enough those tires are going to start falling off. Those mediums are going to kick in and have much more grip as he makes the move on Bashi very easily.
Yeah, he heard you. I promise you he heard you, and he said, right then, jobs are good and let's go. On board with Edu now, coming around the side here, side by side with Epic Melon here, coming down into the second chicane here. Edu looks like he's got the move stuck, but Epic Melon is going to fight back. Let's go on board with Epic Melon here and see if he can retain the position going down the inside at Lesmo 1. Is he going to have to give space to Edu on the outside? He is, but he has the inside line just again. He's not going to have DRS though. Edu just backing out here, but Cameron C is also right behind there. So it's going to go 3 wide into the... Oh, there's a lot of shunting there. How is it going to go 3 wide into Ascari here? Cameron's wide. Epic Melon's round. Edu's round. They're all round. Cameron C's came out on top there. I mean, that wasn't a move for Cameron to make, in my opinion. I don't think that gap was exactly there. But Epic Melon and Edu is definitely round. Edu down now into 7th place and Epic Melon into 3rd place. That's definitely an incident that we should be talking about here. As Emil also DNF'd here. Safety car is out. But Cameron C is just past the pit lane. So is Max. Epic Melon hasn't though. And he is pulled into the pits for some fresh rubber. As is Greeny. And looks like Bashi. It looks like everyone's coming in essentially. Everyone has came in except Max and Cameron. So, Lance, what do you make of that? That was... you're going 3 wide into Ascari. I mean, Cameron was alongside, but, you know, he made the move when, you know, he made it 3 wide himself. It wasn't a move he had to make at that very moment in time. It looks like probably a bit desperate for just to try and get back into the lead, but it's caused, well, it's not caused a safety car. Safety car has come out, and now he hasn't been able to pit, so maybe he's the one who's lost out more here.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about to say Epic Melon, really the fortunate one here. It looks like he'll be leading the race once we restart, so long as Cameron C doesn't come in and strap on a new pair of tires, or a new set of tires rather.
Well,
just missing the pit lane as the safety car was deployed.
Yeah, looks like Max yeah, well, Max just missed it. Cameron missed it by a good distance, but Epic Melon is basically now free to go as fast as he wants, essentially, and definitely should be in front of Cameron if he decides to pit. Let's have a look here. Does he decide to pit? He should pit. He does pit. Let's have a look here on board with Cameron here as he pulls into the pits. Is it going to be a good pit stop? Max also comes in. They look like they should be going on to fresh set of tyres. Max going on to some medium tyres here, which will get him to the end of the race. Cameron going on to a fresh set of softs here. He is going to be out, and he looks like he will just about be out in front of Epic Melon, even though he had to go in an entire lap very slowly. So, not bad from him. But then again, Epic Melon did spin.
Very true. I am just thinking here, doing the math in my my calculator of ahead, if we'll call it that.
You're not gonna.
Cameron C going out onto softs on lap 12. That's going to be a bit of a stretch at the end. He's going to be losing a lot of grip. I think Epic Melon and Max are both going to have a much greater advantage than anything Cameron C will have with those softs, unless he pulls out an extreme gap at the restart.
Yep, and obviously Bashi, hearing that he was on softs and he is now on the hards. He thought maybe those will perform a bit better, but Cameron C, yeah, he's got probably another 13 laps of racing, sort of thing. You know, the softs will start to drop off at like the 60% mark, so he hasn't got, you know, he has to do 5% of tyre wear per lap, sort of thing, maybe 6. If my maths doesn't fail me, to keep it within a safe range. You could probably push it to 8, but no, not 8, to 7. No, maybe to 6. Yeah, 6. 6% per lap, and he won't get a puncture. 6 times 13 is 78. So he has to do less than 6% per lap.
It'll have to be all about tire conservation for the rest of the race for Cameron C. Then we're just getting word the safety car's in this lap as well.
Yep, so he is going to have to do amazing tire preservation. There is someone that we do know who is very good at tire preservation in real life. Checo Perez. Yeah, you knew it. Cameron has bolted, it looks like. And he looks like just to caught the jump on Max there. He wants to build that gap as much as he can, so if he does have to pit again, he can try and catch up. But once again, green flags are being waved here now at Monza for the restart. We thought maybe there wouldn't be a safety car, but looks like, you know, the game had other ideas today. So coming down into turn 1.
Morty wasting no time. Sorry to interrupt you. Morty wasting no time. Already in front of Bashi going into turn 1.
Thank you for interrupting me. I mean, I'm not talking about anything particular, so if something's happening, do make sure to let me know. Because I managed to flick over to Morty when you said that, making up moves on Bashi there. Straight away, Bashi is going to be struggling at the start of this race for the next 10 laps or so on those hard tyres, but towards the end of the race, he's going to be a very quick car compared to the mediums and definitely the softs. So yeah, don't worry about interrupting me.
That's the bottom line. To see Edu's going to try and make a move on Bashi? No, he's not. Both on hard tires, not really going to get the chance yet. Oh, going
Edu off into the gravel there.
Really?
He's round. Oh, he's round. That's Edu down into last place there. Very poor. Very poor race of him in the last couple of laps. I mean, we could probably say the incident with Cameron probably wasn't his fault.
I am going to interrupt you here once again. If you just want to take a look at Morty again,
making them all places.
Right up close to Epic Melon.
Yeah, keep interrupting me, lad. That's what we like to say. Going up the inside.
Parabolica.
Beautiful racing from
Very
Morty.
nice.
Yeah, you keep interrupting me, and I'll just keep waffling along, and you just keep interrupting me when something good happens. Essentially, Morty setting the fastest lap, 122.697. Melon, though, very, very close behind Morty here, going into turn 1. Is he going to look for a move? Is he going to try and outbrake him? No, he's not. He is on those medium tyres, so they're not that great just yet. But Morty, right on the tail end of Max here.
Getting a better exit than Max, too. It looks like he's going to try and overtake into turn 3.
Morty has made up so many places. He's ahead of Max going into the corner. Not going to be able to join the racing line. He is going to join the racing line. He made up that space. Oh, he's been sent to the moon. He took an horrible line there, and he spun. Oh, we were just praising him. And he took an absolutely... he must be mortified.
I'm just going to move on from that horrible pun for just to cover for you as we see Epic Melon closing the gap to Max as well. Unfortunately for Morty, he's back down into the lower spots. We'll have to see. Maybe he's going to try and use those softs again, try and catch up. But I can almost guarantee that that tire wear is not going to be below 6%. So he's going to have to 6% per lap, rather. So he will have to pit at some other point or he'll risk a puncture.
Yep, and pitting on Monza does lose you quite a bit of time. It's a short pit lane where it's a quick lap. So definitely going to lose a lot of on-track time if you do go in for another stop here. But here we have Epic Melon on board with Max. Is he going to go for a move going into turn 1? He's looking up the inside. Max isn't going to defend. He has the confidence that Melon wouldn't send it, and Melon didn't send it there. They're both on the medium tire, they're both on fresh medium tires, so it's all about who has the most pace. Epic Melon looks like at the moment he just has the slight edge over Max, and look, going into the second chicane, he looks like he's going to go around the outside at the Curva Grande, and it looks like he's going to try to go down the inside. He just backs out. Probably a slightly smart move there for Epic Melon just to back out and to bide his time there. And we see Bashi, he didn't back out. He went down the inside, it looks like at turn 4, and around the outside then at turn 5, obviously, of Sorokin, and he's back up into P5. But let's talk about Morty for a second. He was absolutely flying at the restart of that safety car, and one bad line going into the chicane, he's just turning way too early. Hit the sausage curb, it sent him to the moon, and it's essentially his race hopes dashed, essentially. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he's still essentially flying on those soft tires, closing the gap to Sirotkin. However, it's just, that's going to be a hard one to get back. We've seen, I mean, how detrimental spins can be, or losing the car can be, with Edu down P8 now after being spun, Morty down P7. So really those spins and those mistakes can cost you a lot more than just a place or two.
Yep, and as we see Cameron making up 6 seconds already, plus penalties makes it 9 seconds on Epic Melon here, who's just overtaken Max going into turn 1, as you saw on your screen, guys. Going on the softs, maybe if they are extremely slow to the end of the race, he's built up a pretty good gap to the person in second place, so maybe able to just use that as momentum to just fling him towards the end. But we'll definitely have to see, because if he does get a puncture, and he is very far ahead, we could see a repeat of 2020 in Silverstone, where Lewis Hamilton got a puncture on the last lap and managed to limp around and home for the victory. So we may see a repeat of that. We may not, depending on how good or bad Cameron's tyre wear is here. Just settling down again now, so yeah, anything to say, Lance?
I mean, just on your point there, it all depends if he's going full speed on a straight, especially with DRS open. I mean, he's in P1, so I don't see how he could get DRS at this point. However, if he's on a straight and gets a puncture and it's a high-speed puncture, it could spell the end of his race for him. So he'll really have to be careful with the tire conservation. Same with Epic Melon at this point. He's pushing extremely hard on those medium tires, and as we were trying to do the math earlier, even those medium tires, you'll have to be careful. They can definitely make it to the end, but you'll have to be careful with the tire wear.
Exactly, you are definitely right about that one. One trip to the gravel or one slight spin definitely heats up the tires quite a bit. You could definitely overheat them quite easily if you do take a trip to the gravel here in Monza. One of the more forgiving tracks on heating. If you did decide to track like Baku or Netherlands, you'd definitely be penalised a lot more. But those mediums should definitely make it to the end and should definitely be in pretty good nick afterwards. But those softs definitely won't, and those hards will definitely be quite rapid going into the closing laps. But maybe the hards weren't the right choice, but maybe it was the only choice Bashi and Edu had after they started on a certain tyre choice, and it was just a strategic decision. Maybe it'll come off for Bashi, maybe it won't. Bashi is known definitely for his recovery drives, and definitely has put in some amazing races recently, so we'll definitely have to have a look there. But I'm not going to talk much more about Bashi. We're going to have a look on Max and Epic Melon here, who are still battling out, still slogging it out here. Do you reckon they're looking at the bigger picture, Lance? It seems like, as you just see Epic Melon taking a trip with the grass, that they're not looking at the big picture and thinking that they need to just, you know, work together to beat Cameron, who's already pulled an 8.5 second gap and is continuing to fly away because they're just continuing to fight. Do you reckon they're looking at the bigger picture, or do you reckon they're just looking at who can get second place up?
I imagine they're battling for P2 at the moment. I think both of them understand that whoever's in front is going to be better off in terms of tire wear. Being in that dirty air really doesn't do much good for your tires. So battling it out, again, I think in the moment they're just kind of focused and just trying to get past one another. I mean, as we see Max closing that gap up constantly.
Yep, getting
As
absolutely
he goes parabolic.
amazing slipstream going through the Parabolica curve. We're just going to call it that now, I guess, right?
Yes.
Except for the Ferrari driver, former Ferrari driver man.
Former Ferrari curve. Yeah.
And here we have Max going
And
down on
there's
the inside of Epic Melon.
It's the move we all expected.
It is a very good move, but what's happened at this moment now is that Greeny and Bashi are also entered the fight, if you would like to say that. 9.5 seconds Max is behind Cameron C, and now it's a DRS rating from 2nd all the way down to 5th. So at this moment, anyone could be getting 2nd place in this race, as they all have the same amount of penalties, I believe. Nope, Greeny has 6 seconds, so maybe he's not really in with the shout. But Max, Epic Melon, and Bashi definitely are. Bashi being on the hard tyre compound, definitely putting in some good laps. So we'll definitely be a lot quicker towards the end here. Just while I don't think they're going to be overtaking each other, let's talk about this man, Lance. Cameron C. He dominated last race, and it looks like he's dominating this race again now. If those softs make it to the end, he's going to win by quite a margin. There's a yellow flag.
Well,
I'm going to hold you on that one.
there's Morty.
There's a yellow flag there. Is it going to be? Is another safety car? Cameron's once again past the pit lane. He's not going to be able to go in. There's Morty on the side of the road. Cameron desperately needed that pit stop to go into a fresh set of softs, and everyone else is definitely going to be enjoying it. The medium runners and the hard runners are going to be enjoying it. But Greeny is going to make the big game move, the big brain move, and stay out. Do you reckon he can defend off these soft runners for a little while longer? Do you reckon Edu's going to stay out? We're definitely going to have a look. Is he going to pull into the pit lane? He is also going to pull into the pit lane for a fresh set of tyres here. This is great for Edu, as he is spun, and it's definitely... Let me just see Greeny there, going past the safety car. And he's definitely back in this race now on a fresh set of stops. We all know how fast Edu is. So he could definitely reclaim this, as everyone in front of him has penalties.
Very true, and he's coming out on those soft tires. That's going to do him absolute wonders, as we see the red Aston Martin safety car. Yeah, I mean, Greeny going a little wide into the first Lesmo and nearly losing it.
Oh, did he?
Gravel all over his tires, as you can see. But yeah, I imagine Greeny is probably going to try and defend. He's got 7 laps on medium tires that are already 8 laps old at the same time. One of those laps was essentially half safety car. And we're also going to see at least another lap under the safety car. So that'll boost that tire life up quite a bit. So it's a strategic move, but it's a bold strategy, and we'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, definitely right there, Lance. As we see Greeny come, Greeny does pull into the pits now. He seems to have made a mess of this. He's decided, nope, I'm not coming into the pits, and then he's decided, see, maybe I should come into the pits. So you see Cameron there exiting the pits there. Didn't get a pit time there. Did we get a pit time of Greeny? No, I didn't switch to him in time. That's my bad. But is Greeny going to get overtaken by Max here? As Max is trying to, obviously, he's going to try and make up the position. Greeny comes out onto the track. Looks like he's just ahead of Max there.
Yeah,
not able to make up the position there. That would have been an interesting fight if Max managed to get in front of Greeny there. Completely legal, of course, if they're in the pit lane.
Yes, and unfortunately for Greeny, he also does still have the 6 seconds worth of time penalty.
Yeah,
so
that will definitely affect him at the end of the race, right?
Yeah, that's going to make a massive difference. One thing that's kind of thrown me off is Bashi on the mediums. That's a fresh, set of mediums that he's just put on.
Yeah,
I wonder...
is anyone else on these mediums? Is it just it's just Bashi? He should have 3 sets. Because qualifying was wet, so he should have a lot. He should have at least, I think, 2 or 3 sets of softs. Maybe 2 of new softs to use. But so definitely note that down. We'll talk to him about that afterwards, Lancelot. That's a very interesting. I want to see what he was thinking there. Maybe he was thinking, oh, there's 12 laps left. Maybe the softs won't be so good. But safety guys in this lap will stop waffling, and we will go on board here with Cameron from our helicopter view up here, as he will be restarting the race from in. He will be pacing the field in sector 3. I've been talking for way too long today. He will be pacing the field in sector 3. He's going very, very slowly, and he's decided to do the same thing again and ball. But Greeny has caught it this time, and Greeny understood what he was going to do and has got a great start. And as you can see from our helicopter view, Greeny is only 3 to 4 car lengths behind, and he's definitely closing in here already. But on board with Bashi now, he definitely thought he might be under pressure, but he's not under pressure. He's putting Epic Melon under pressure. He's weaving all over the place there. Bashi trying to go around the outside, probably not expecting Epic Melon to go to the inside, then to the outside, then to the inside again, and then back to the outside, or however many times he decided to wiggle. But almost hitting his rear end and taking damage and definitely ending his race. But luckily, nothing there. Lance.
Yeah, I mean, Bashi's showing very good pace on those mediums. I can only imagine, well, as we see him go off and lose the place
As
to
we see
Edu.
him get overtaken, you jinxed him there.
I did. I forced him to go wide by saying he has good pace. I mean, back to my point though, if he was on softs, I imagine he probably could have made the move stick on Epic Melon either through turn 1, 2, or even through turn 3. So that's, as I like to say, truly unfortunate.
Truly unfortunate, very much. But I think there's one more person that we talked about before, but there's one more person who is currently in an amazing position, but isn't quite aware of it, and that is Edu. Currently only 2.5 seconds, I believe, behind Cameron.
I will interrupt you again. Sorokin making the move on Bashi now along the the pit straight.
I'm going to re-interrupt you as Epic Melon going down the inside of Max there. He's gonna have to give some space on the inside there. It looks like he's just about made it work there. Sorokin not making it work on Bashi. Edu making it work on Max as well. 3 overtakes, 3 corners. 3 overtakes. Well, 3 corners. Actually, yes.
Yeah, we can include turn 3. Yes, 3 overtakes,
3 overtakes, 3 corners. Yes, that sounds so much better, doesn't it? And Edu's up into 4th place, and he's definitely within range of P2 now. He's only 1.7 seconds behind. Sorry, he's only 0.6 seconds behind Epic Melon, and Epic Melon has a 3-second penalty, and he is only 1.5 seconds behind Greeny, and he has a 6-second penalty. So at the moment, chilling in P2, and definitely has the ability to get P1 if Cameron ends up picking up a penalty. Edu doesn't get penalties very often, so he's a very consistent driver. And from our practice sessions last week, it did seem that Cameron did pick up a couple of penalties, just maybe 1 too many times. So maybe Edu can still snatch the win away here. But also Sorokin's in a pretty good place. He's currently chilling in, I think, P4 on penalties. And as you see there, the tyre condition indicator come up. Obviously, they have fresh softs on everyone pretty much. So they will be all in the very nice green area there. But big lockup from Edu there. But maybe that won't help his tyre performance out too much. But probably best to have a look at that if we were on board with Cameron going just a lap before the safety car, maybe having a look at how bad his tyres were, because they were probably getting up into the 30s, maybe even the 40% range coming into the last 10 laps there after lap 17 there. By the moment, once again, everything's clean and everyone is just calming down and settling into positions here. Lance.
We really have to stop talking about Edu. Every time we mention something, he ends up locking up or going off. So
yeah,
we're gonna have to stop mentioning him. We're gonna have to refer to him as something different. So,
Championship leader.
Max!
Oh, we saw that. We definitely saw that
barriers.
into the barriers. He goes, "Is that going to be another safety car?" Is it another
Yes,
safety?
it is.
That's interesting, because that means there will only be 2 laps of racing left. Does anyone pull into the pits? I severely doubt it.
I would say no.
Looks like everyone's staying out.
Unless Bashi wants to, pull him to the
Yeah,
pits like he is.
He said, "God damn it! I forgot to put on softs. God damn it."
Yes.
But yeah, he didn't leave that many positions there. In fact, he lost one to Sorokin, and should definitely with a four lap newer meat softs should not struggle that much to get past. Once again, I assume if Cameron came into the pits with fresh softs, I believe everyone else would have piled in to try and just keep track position there. And maybe someone would have tried to stay out and maybe hold them off towards the end, but that's a very risky strategy. And definitely something that maybe not many people would have tried to take. Definitely a risk I would have took and just relied on my pure racing skills, but definitely something that maybe not a lot of people would take there. Did Bashi just get a penalty there for that? No, that's a penalty. I thought he got a penalty there because he went very slow. I thought he missed his delta.
Nearly hitting the safety car.
But at the moment, we have 2 laps of safety car. 1 lap of safety car. It's going to come in at the end of this lap, I think. Once everyone picks up. Yeah, because there'll be lap 26 at the end of this, and you need 2 laps of racing. But at the moment, the championship battle between Epic Melon and Bashi. Epic Melon seems to have definitely extended his lead in that battle now, picking up 2 points in the sprint race, I believe. No, sorry, 1 point in the sprint, and definitely picking up more points than Bashi today in the race, unless something terrible happens, which we definitely do not want to happen. So it looks like Epic Melon is probably just solidifying his place at the moment, as you see there. Bashi started 3rd, down 3 places, and made 2 pit stops this race, while everyone has made, I believe, 1. Also, let's talk about Cameron and Sorokin. Cameron obviously leading this place, Sorokin down into P5, so it looks like at this point Cameron is going to overtake Sorokin on points as well. And as for the championship lead, well, Edu can chill out for the next couple of races, to be fair, probably until the last race of the season, because he still has a 30-point gap, and will probably roughly still have a 20-point gap, maybe even a 5-point gap, a 25-point gap.
Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta get a fact checker for your math.
25-point gap at the end of this race. So Edu currently still in a very comfortable position, but at the moment, as it stands, Bashi will be overtaking Epic Melon. Sorry, no, wrong way around. Epic Melon will be staying ahead of Bashi, and Cameron will be the one overtaking Sorokin to move up the places in the championship. Lance, have you noticed anyone else will be moving around places, possibly gaining points? Or some people definitely aren't racing, so they won't be gaining any points, and some people maybe who are like 10 points behind might be able to just close up that gap just a bit more.
Well, I mean, the biggest one would be Max. Unfortunately, he just DNF'd, so you know.
Well, he had a great race today, Max. Absolutely insane. Yeah. And there's going to be 1 lap of racing left here at Monza, so this is going to be interesting. So everyone buckle up, because I'm going to be shouting a lot, and so is Lance. Lance, you should be shouting too. This is going to be a very interesting race. Cameron C is leading the pack. Going into sector 3 here, he's going very slow. Very, very, very slow here. Is he going to try the same thing as before and ball? Looks like Greeny, Epic Melons, and Bashi's race have all been ruined because there's only 1 lap of racing left. But we're going to have a look here. When's he going to ball? I reckon he's gone. Yeah, he's gone now. I was about to say I reckon he's going to go now. He's gone now. He's left Greeny in the mud. Edu's got past Epic Melon here. He's already in P2 at the moment, Edu, so he doesn't need to do anything. But Cameron C. Oh, Epic Melon has just gone right past Edu. Edu went wide. And there you go. 2 overtakes from the same people going backwards and forth. And it looks like 1, 2, and 3 are quite safe, but 4 and 3 aren't. Going side by side, going into turn 1. He's going to get squeezed. Oh, there's a lot of wheel banging there. Edu just making the move stick there. Bashi getting a much better exit though from Epic Melon. So Bashi's going to obviously try to make up places because he's got the same amount of penalties as Epic Melon. So he is definitely going to have to try and make up some places, or at least make up this place. He's going to look down the inside. He's not going to make the move. There's going to be no DRS. Greeny picking up another penalty, so he's going to be last of this race now, definitely. Bashi definitely needs to make a move on Epic Melon if he wants to close down that cap in the Premiership now. Bashi, we're going to stay on board with Bashi because he is definitely the man we definitely want to watch here, because this is the main battle in the Championship at the moment. Cameron's and Sorokin's is mainly decided. Edu's is currently very, very safe, and it's Epic Melon and Bashi. Bashi right behind Epic Melon. He needs to make an overtake into this last corner. He needs to send it, but he's over half a second behind, so it doesn't look like it's going to happen here. So, currently on board with Cameron. He came, he saw, once again, he conquered. Just like last week, Cameron C wins the Italian Grand Prix here. Greeny coming home second, but he's definitely going to drop down very, very quickly. There you go. Coming home in last place. Cameron C wins once again. Edu picking up P2. And an amazing race from a lot of the people there today. We saw some very good battles, some very clean racing. Sirotkin picking up driver of the day from the game. Obviously, in the server, we have our own vote for driver of the day. So we will definitely see who gets it there. But very strong race from Bashi and from Sirotkin, also there from Edu, recovering after having that incident into Iscari and also coming out of the Lesmos where he spun. But Cameron C is your race winner today, and an amazing drive from him, and he definitely is storming up the leaderboards today here. Lance, anything to say about the race?
Cameron C also picking up the fastest lap of the race, so that extra point will help him out as well. Just going back to the restart rather, Edu had to give that place back because it was still under safety car conditions. It was under yellow flags, so he's not allowed to pass. But anyways, really, as I like to say again, truly unfortunate for Max, Morty, and Duluth Emil. Everyone else having a pretty good race, all in all. And yeah, once again, congrats to Cameron C.
Yep, well, we're going to drag Max in here real quick just in case he leaves. So we'll talk to him. You're going to do the questions. So think of something. He crashed. There you go.
I see.
Max, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Yep, okay. Well, Lance, fire away.
Well, so do you have anything to say for yourself after that crash? Let's start with that.
Well, I just touched the curb a bit and I flew off.
Okay, so it was
Yeah,
just you losing
my
control.
mistake. Yep.
All right.
And it completely changed the order of the finishing.
Yes, yeah, you did cause that safety car, but yeah. Anything you want to say, Jeremy?
No, I'm Jeremy. You're Max. Well, I was worried to ask. You had a pretty good race this weekend. You started in the mid pack, I believe. Where did you start this race?
Fifth, I believe.
Fifth place, and you were running in P3 and 2. You're battling Melon quite well there. Was there anything about those battles you weren't happy with, or was everything nice and clean there? We caught a lot of it, but maybe we missed something.
I was a few laps. I almost flew off in the second chicane, as everyone. And otherwise, I think I did a pretty good job until the mistake. Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's all we have for you today.
Okay.
So, unfortunate, Max, and hopefully we see you next week or tomorrow. We're racing tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Max.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Who do I interview next? We've got Bashi,
We
Cameron.
could do Bashi. Let's do Bashi. I really want to find out what his thinking was with that strategic move to go into the medium.
Hello, Bashi. Were you expecting this by any chance?
What?
For us to drag you in for another interview? 2 interviews one day.
Considering how it put me on mediums, yeah.
Yep. So Lance,
We were gonna ask you about that. Was that a team error or was that a personal error?
That's a game bug.
Game bug.
I came into the pit. I can get the recording in a second. I selected softs, went into the pit, and it was like, yeah, you're going on mediums.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a look at that later on.
I mean, nothing can be done about it, but pain.
It's very painful. You had a good race, you had a good recovery drive, and then you just binned it with that stop, and I mean, fraudulent driving.
How was that fraud? What the fuck?
Thank you very much, Bashi.
All right. Well, but another one I want to know is Edu. He's running up in P1 possibly, and
Right, okay, we're gonna drive him. Edu.
What?
Hi. Do you want to do another interview?
Okay, just do it.
Okay. So we had an incident today, didn't we? Epic Melon, you and Cameron going 3 wide into a Ascari. Looks like you came definitely off worse off of that. What do you think of that?
Yeah. Nothing. I just locked my rears and that's that. Then I spun around.
Do you not think Cameron
Nothing
should
else.
have not gone for that move, or do you reckon that was a fair move from him?
I don't know. You're not usually going too wide in Ascari, so
Making it 3 wide was even worse, right?
yeah, it's 3 wide.
Yep.
It's reinforcement.
It wasn't
So,
your only
I don't
spin.
know.
of the race,
Yeah.
was it? Oh. You also had some issues in the Lesmos.
Yeah.
What was that about? Wheel on the grass sort of thing? Or?
Yes, wheel on the grass.
Wheel on the grass.
Wheel on the grass.
We've all been there, Edu.
Yeah,
But pretty
I
good
know.
recovery drive. You know, you just banked on them all having penalties. So P tier, not bad. Very, very good. And I'm very, as your teammate, I am in tier 1. I am very proud of you.
Thank you.
Other than that, Lance, if you have nothing else to say, this man probably wants to go to bed. Or something like that.
Yeah. No, all I have to say is very good recovery. Back up to P2. So,
Right.
good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Thanks, Edu. And we're going to drag in Melon because he wants to go. Epic Melon.
No.
Hi. Well, we obviously saw that you wanted an interview in the message, so we thought we would give you what you want. Good race. Possibly ruined by 3-second penalty, possibly. You're riding in a good position, and
Well, it's
just looks like that
yes.
3-second penalty
I-
just took out the wind a bit.
maybe, but the thing is, it was my own fault, the penalty, because when the first safety car came out, I wanted to go in the pit so quickly, but I was still going quick, so I crossed the white line, and
Ah.
that's why I get the penalty.
Yes, because that safety car was Max and Cameron just missed it, and I saw you absolutely dive into the pit lane. You you're very on the edge there, so that is quite unfortunate from you. But other than that, you had a pretty good race. Where did you come home? Were you on the podium today?
No, P4.
P4. Who came third?
Jeremy, I have a clip of the incident, which is
Ooh, yes, we would like to see the incident. What do you think of that?
I don't know, honestly.
From our perspective, obviously, Edu, you were the leading driver. Edu had DRS, went for a rightful move, and from our perspective, it just looked like Cameron just went for a slightly closing gap, something that probably shouldn't be done, and he made it 3 wide.
Honestly,
going into Ascari.
I think it is Cameron's fault.
Yeah, that's
because
just what we thought.
You cannot go too wide in Ascari. You cannot go 3 wide as well.
Yeah,
Just
it just
much
looked like maybe an ill-timed move. Maybe he really wanted to get in front because he needed to. Will any reports be filed about this, or?
I'll definitely be reporting this. Yeah.
Okay, well,
But you just look at it because I'm not 100% sure if this is
Right,
Cecile's fault.
let's have a look.
I'll
Here.
just let it play.
No. Okay, hold on a second, please. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look at this here, Epic Melon.
Alright, look at this.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the replay of that incident between Epic Melon and Cameron here. From Epic Melon's point of view, big lag spike there. You can see he's just going 3 wide there. Cameron just looks like he just shot up the inside, and there goes Edu round now. You did a very good job to not hit him. I think you may have tapped him, but you did a good job to not hit him very hard and to preserve your front wing there, Melon.
I did not hit him. He spun with Cecile, or on his own. Look.
I think he means after he spun.
Yeah.
You give him a little bump there.
Okay,
maybe.
But regardless, you did a very good job to avoid it. That's it.
Yes, it's instincts.
Yeah, very good. Do you reckon Cameron should have maybe just backed out of that? He looks like he did do a bit of a send there on you, pushing you nearly onto the grass, and then on Edu almost. But Edu, when we talked to Edu, he said he just locked his rears, and that was just him. But what do you think about that?
I think Cecile shouldn't go for that gap. But look here. I go whoop. Just and then I get. If you can see that, look at the pits. It's
Oh yes, you see. Lol.
then I immediately get the penalty.
Yes, that's probably your only mistake of the race. To be fair, you did a fantastic job for strategy and everything. So other than that, I think we're done here. Lance, if you have any more questions here for Epic Melon here, other than congratulatories.
Nope, no questions.
No questions. Rightio then, Epic Melon. Great job today, maintaining that lead over Bashi in the championship. So other than that, very good job today.
Thank you.
No problem. And the last person we're going to talk to today is Cameron. Actually, do you want to talk to Cameron, Lance?
It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, we definitely could ask him some
You
questions
can ask
with
him
that
the questions
overtake.
then. Right, there we go. Cameron, how are you doing today?
Hello.
Second interview of the day. You did good in both races, but I'm going to hand over to Lance because he's going to ask the questions for you today.
Yeah. So first of all, congrats on another P1.
Yeah, thank you.
So, what was the thought process of going 3 wide into Ascari?
Okay, so let me talk you through it. At Lesmo 1, Edo and Melon went side by side, which allowed me to get really close. And then Melon then defended into Lesmo 2, keeping him really slow. Which allowed, firstly, me and Edo to get... Well, it allowed me up the inside of Edo at Lesmo 2. I can actually show this, if you would bear with.
Yeah, we're showing,
I apologize for the super
Discord
wide screen.
Currently on the stream, so the stream will be able to see us, and we'll definitely have a good look at this. Let's here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Probably a better view than what we got from Epic Melon here, but let's have a little look.
Okay, so hold on. If we just go, so start of the lap. I'll talk you through the whole thing. They're battling and they're slowing themselves so fast. If I drop back, there's no way I was keeping up. But if you look, these two go side by side through Lesmo 1, which allows me up the inside of Edu at Lesmo 2. We then both get a really good run at Epic. And here, it's 3 wide, there is the space, there's the gap. And it is actually completely 3 wide. Me and Melon bang tyres, but I leave the space. And obviously, as Edu said, he just locks his tyres there. I'm already past. So as far as I'm concerned, it is racing. That's what I'm here to do.
Yep. Just from our perspective, we thought it was a little bit dangerous, maybe on Collins to make it through.
Aggressive, yes, but
it's a very aggressive move. Definitely, I think everyone agrees with that.
By the rules, I have earned the right to space.
We in the commentary box, kind of what we thought is that either you cut off Edu, but obviously, as he said, he just locked his rears and round he went.
Yeah, he locked his rears there and he just went round. There wasn't actually any contact between us.
You definitely came out the best from this. Edu definitely went round and he had to go in for a box.
I do feel sorry for Melon because he just got stuck behind Edu's spin.
And Melon, just got stuck behind the spin. But other than that, Lance, you have anything else? Even though you were supposed to be asking all the questions. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, it's all good. You took all the questions away from me, so.
Ask some more.
Do I have to do your job for you? Right, okay, so we had an interesting time with the safety cars. The safety car gets called now.
Yes.
Yes.
You missed
there it is, there's a safety car.
You missed the pit box twice, in fact.
Yeah, twice. And the last time I was worried the thing would break because I'd actually beaten the safety car out of the pit lane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we know what lap it was? I think it was 24. Where is it? Is it 25 maybe? Here we go. Yeah, see, I'd actually overtaken the safety car before the safety car took effect. So I think everybody else got their lap. Otherwise, I think we might have had one more lap of racing at the end. Yeah. Safety car was still in the pit lane. That was a little cheeky because I hoped it might catch Greenie.
Yeah, I think you and Greenie, I don't know, one of you got, I think either one or both of you got stuck out, but once again missing the pit lane.
Yeah, we both got stuck out on that last one, but I think everyone stayed out anyway.
But all in all, quite fraudulent driving from some of the other drivers, would you say?
I was surprised to see Edu spin after the restart, though.
Yep, fraudulent driving from him too.
I don't know, did you see what happened there?
No, he just binned it, he dipped a tyre on the grass.
He's been... Yeah, I got a little annoyed because I brought out a 10-second gap, and then obviously safety car, back up, safety car.
Yeah, so obviously fraudulent driving from Edu in that spin, fraudulent driving from Bashi to go on mediums instead of softs and some spins and that.
Yeah, apparently he selected softs, but the game just gave him mediums anyway.
But also fraudulent driving from you at the start of qualifying. But other than that, you defrauded yourself.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah,
you definitely,
my one mistake of the weekend.
You definitely picked up the pace.
Yeah.
Fraudulent
Brought
driving.
home another max point.
Big fraud in the chat. Yeah, that's.
I got the fastest lap in the race, right?
And you got the fastest lap in the race there, so that is a full 30 points?
29 points.
Well, depending if you probably won't get driver of the day, but...
No,
29 points.
They don't vote with their head. They vote with their heart.
Yeah.
I'll give them that.
Yeah, so 29 points for you to gain. You've overtook Sorokin now in the championship, and you're definitely right
Yeah.
on the tail now
Okay.
of Bashi and
Bashi and Melon.
So other than that, that's everything we
Yeah.
have.
It's a bit more hectic than I hoped, though.
Yeah, but other than that, a pretty good race overall.
Yeah.
Right. So
will
thank you very
love
much
you
for
and
your
leave
time.
ya.
Yeah, that's my line. Thank you very much.
I know. I'm stealing your job.
I'll see you in
I
a
stole
bit.
your team. I'll steal your lines.
I'll see you in a bit. Right. That's it. Lance, you can do the outro. I'm tired.
Who says I'm not? No, I'm joking. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. That's the Italian Grand Prix. Sorry, next week
I
is
don't-
which?
I don't know where we are next week, guys.
No.
I think we're in Portimao. Or Imola.
Is-
Oh God.
Um.
Frick.
Well, join us next week to find out.
We're in Portugal next week, ladies and gentlemen. We're in
okay.
Portugal next week.
There you
Imola
go.
will be pushed to October 8th or October 15th, depending on when it comes out.
All right.
Portugal next
There you
week.
go.
Normal qualifying.
Portugal next week. No more sprint qualifying. So, and hopefully, without the sprint qualifying, we won't have any issues with hosting, because that's starting to get annoying. Anyways, that's it for us. So thanks everyone for joining us, and be sure to tune in next week for Portimao.
Like and subscribe and make sure to join the Discord.
Join the Discord.